Hello everyone, Frog Chaser over here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be playing Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition. I hope you enjoy this series. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we've been here.
Ma, can you hear me?
Where is your mom?
Looky here, Bugs.
What is it fighting?
Oh!
The little boy lobs a stone across the river. It makes a long arc before plunging into the water below.
Let's get this ball.
Oh! Ma! Are you alright? Ma? Huh? Oh, please, you have to help her.
Okay.
There was a fight. Some dwarves attacked some magisters and there were sorcerers too. And then the bugs came, those void things. They killed everyone. And my mom got 'em to chase her. And she went across the bridge. And then she raised the bridge and she told me to run. And now she's stuck over there with them.
Okay. You should take a shelter, boy.
Not without Ma. Family doesn't just leave each other. You will.
Yes.
Maybe you can cross the river then. Ma lifted the bridge, but there's got to be another way, right? Yeah. You'll make one, and I'll...
His gaze shoots to the ground. He grabs a small flat pebble and chucks it across the river. Again, it lands in the water below, well before reaching the other side of the cliffs.
I'll keep distracting him. All right, but if I can help, I will.
He performs a divine order salute.
Now go help Ma. Ma, can you hear me? Come on.
Seems like there might be some other way. Okay.
Come on.
Can I do a teleport?
Come on.
It just seems like
Looky here, Bugs.
they shall not pass. A raised outside the bridge creeper. Son says word open and trapped his mother on the reserve. Okay. Can we go from here? I doubt it. Or maybe I could. Interesting. Let's do this. Wait, what? Cannot teleport him. That sucks. Let's talk to some chickens.
Did you hear? The eggs are gone. Gone for good. No one to keep them warm. No, not my eggs, our eggs. All the family, all the eggs, every last.
Mulcher. Can't get a milk. Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't have any. Okay.
Yes, yes, I found the culprit. Tell
Yeah,
that to
okay.
Big Marge.
Okay.
Eggy, Eggy, gone. Beep. Marge.
Where is my? Okay. Beehive. Nice. Let's check the name. Oh, okay. Hmm. Where is jar of milk? Do we do anything with the jar of milk? Maybe we do. Oh, that's where the lost eggs are. Okay. We'll get it then.
You ever think about
Seems like this is the
running
way
off?
to the town.
farm being sad?
Silent Watcher.
Hell
We'll
no.
wait.
You know what Raymond would do if he was this?
That's Maester Seal.
You poor dwarf. Do you even know what they've done to you?
A Magister guard approaches. Behind her, on the gallows, 2 lizards. One in a Magister uniform hangs dead from her neck. The other hangs from her hands, still alive.
Step away from the prisoner, elf!
Necessary.
She's hanging by her hands because the boss don't want her dead just yet. She's a tough one, Meister Seaver. She's a seeker and she's a bloody traitor. What have you heard? Have you heard that they killed our beloved Alexander? She was part of the Order. Knew Alexander personally. Alexander trusted her, at least as far as you can trust a lizard. To repay that trust, the Meister gave Alexander up to his enemies. She wasn't there when Alexander fell, but White Magister Raymond uncovered the truth. She's as guilty as any of them, and I reckon she got off lightly. I'd have had her flayed alive with a salted bullwhip. You're going to... what, now? She betrayed Alexander. I'd sooner die than free her.
Necessary.
Let's try this.
I ain't buying that without an or... Nothing to say here. You insult me. Why, I wouldn't do it for an entire bag of gold coins. All right then, done. But be quick about it.
Stupid ape. Release me.
The lizard hangs from the gibbet, her face blooded and her scales discoloured. Her eyes are closed, but her tongue flickers as you approach.
Welcome to Driftwood, God-woken.
One bloody eye cracks open, glittering gold appearing from beneath the swollen lid.
Chased you all the way here from Fort Joy, did they? Very well then, cut me down. There is work to be done. Or indeed you could stand there gawping as if you were a cow ordered to dance a reel. This is a master.
The Meister bares her teeth, stained a deep pink by her blood, and growls.
Malady is unfortunately mistaken. I cannot train you, but I can certainly help you on your path, as long as I am free of this rope.
The lizard grimaces, shifting awkwardly as she dangles.
I am in intense pain, Evergreen. You are either insufferably cruel or insufferably stupid.
Insist.
Insufferably stupid. As if there was any doubt. Oof. It was obvious, God-woken. You are whippet thin, implying you've been a captive. Your wrists have seen the sun, but your neck has not, so you sported a collar, not shackles. Thus you escaped Fort Joy. After an escape, any sane creature would rest, but the bags under your eyes indicate you haven't. Why not? You must have been chased. Thus... thus you must have been important. No one important escapes a prison without help, and no one frees sorcerers bar the Seekers. They thought you were worth saving, and thus I surmise you are God-woken. Now, an important person does not come to Driftwood unless they seek someone even more important than themselves, so I further surmise you are here for me and will help me down. Now!
A slow, pained grin spreads across the lizard's face. Her tongue flickers.
Not quite as stupid as I imagined. I am head of the Seekers, girl. I can taste your sauce. It wafts about you like honeysuckle on the breeze.
Okay.
Now, if you would be so kind, my bonds.
The Meister bares her teeth, stained a deep pink by...
Malady is unfortunately mistaken. Because along with torture and interrogation, the Magisters found space in their schedules to purge me, that's why. They
Okay.
spent quite some time at it too. Apparently I was a rich vein to be mined.
Yeah,
And
you're
now I
quite
hang
a chatty
powerless
fellow.
as any butchered carcass. They stopped the process just as the last of my power drained away. Just enough to rob me of my strength, but not enough to leave me a hollow sack of flesh and scales.
Okay.
I had hoped they simply wished to preserve my charm and beauty, but no. It seemed Dallas had ordered that I be held until she could do the deed herself. To give it the personal touch, I imagine. Now that you have had that... that
All right,
delightful
all right.
little nugget
You
of
talk a
gossip.
lot.
Be quick about it. Who knows when that Magister might return? God's teeth, it feels good to move again. Now, best scurry off before that Magister wanders back.
Where are you going? Oh, you could go here. Okay.
The Meister's back! The Meister's back!
Yeah.
She doesn't feel like playing.
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
So you got some good stuff. Let's see. Legendary. Seriously? Cost too much. Okay.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes. As if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket.
Oh.
I swear by the seven if we did not have more important matters to attend to.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to her wounds.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe.
What exactly do I need?
In your case, more than I suspect, man, god or even reptile can provide. However, we must soldier on. It is not enough to be god-woken in order to ascend to divinity. There is a process.
As she speaks, the Meister uncorks a vial of shimmering liquid, sauce. She lets a couple of drops fall on her hand, but instead of infusing with her body, they quickly evaporate on her scales. She stares at the empty spot on her palm for a long moment before turning back to you, continuing as if nothing had happened.
A process by which God-woken may ascend. It begins with discovering your deepest self, delving into your own soul. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault.
You may have been chosen, Godwoken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural pat on the head. Come, Godwoken. It is time to see just how awake you are. Fortunately, the Magister's called much more than you are because you possess. Can we remove that painting from the wall?
Okay. There was a great need, then unfathomable forces of darkness, forces so great that the seven themselves could not hold them at bay, began to gather like storm clouds over our great realm. And so they made a decision. They would put their differences, their rivalries, their pride aside and join in a single avatar, one who could unite their power into a single almighty force of order and good. Lucian was chosen from among those summoned, Lucian the worthy, Lucian the holy, 7 times divine was he, and yet still he fell. Okay. It is true. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Son against the father, death in the land, a dramatic retelling of a true event. Lucian the Divine and his adopted son Damien stand square-shouldered before each other alike, not in a visage, but in determination. Damien, and what have you been to me these years? I am your father. It was I who saved you, I who loved you. Lo, you denied me everything. I am my true nature, the woman I loved. You have seen me clean-cheeked, clinging, castrated. If it means I will cause no trouble. I am no Alexander, my boy. Your word bite into me and vipers. Please say no more. You made me silent all my life. I will stay silent no more. Okay. The book contains a description of several magical artifacts that have been forbidden by the Divine Order. As you flip through the book, your eyes leaves on the section about the idols of rebirth. Infused with ancient magic, the small statues allow the wielder to return to rebellions after death. The statue grows ashen and loses all magical property after use. MPs Tinker were widely known to travel with such idols on their person. Some sources even suggest this Tinker could restore the magic property of an inert idol using the power of a resurrection scroll. Meddling with the sanctity of death is a grave offense, and all idols have been destroyed and outlawed. Those with the knowledge to craft them have been duly re-educated. Tales of Sin. I think I've read this. Yeah, I've read this. The fist of the four, behold the mighty heroes of Driftwood, and the fist of for which we owe them. Our thanks, Garrick, a human who slew the necromancer preying upon the dead of the stone-guarded Bromley, a dwarf who defeated the demons that plagued the great woodland, Vidya, a lizard, who subdued the strange beast that arose from the primordial caverns east of Driftwood, Hala, an elf who defended the farmer who feared Driftwood against pitiless bandits. They are immortal through their deeds. Their implements of victory shall rest where they slew their enemy. Okay. T is for troll. T is for troll by Harlan B. The term troll behavior refers to the way troll lives their lives, from killing and feeding to roaring and courtship rituals. Once you have begun to identify the trolls in your local meadow and caves, your next step is to find out how they behave. Luckily, this book is here to help. All trolls make for formidable foes, not just due to their size, but due to their talents for health or regeneration. Half a dozen adventurers could spend many a minute slashing away trolls, only to make a nary permanent mark upon it. Some adventurers insist that the burning or poisoning may prevent a troll from regenerating. Okay? Imagine their surprise when a troll wields those same skills against them with no apparent harm. This is because some trolls are weaker than others against certain elements. Vortulen troll will use poison freely but are averse to the sun and keep to shadow. They are vulnerable to fire, which is just as well. You will need a torch when searching for them. Blazeborn trolls are eternally thirsty and thus tend to congregate near the river and pond. Use poison on them if you wish to halt their healing capabilities. Amphibious troll can breathe both under and above water, but they prefer clean, fresh air given how quickly that fills with fog and smokes. Behavioral notes: that fog kills most living things instantly, but trolls may actually develop immunity with a mild, prolonged exposure. If you encounter such a beast, they may be harmed only when a curse is applied to the appropriate attack method. Trolls are typically omnivorous, but many are known to develop a taste for even in flesh. These creatures often lose their weakness entirely through the construct of flesh and blood, and they are not indestructible. Okay, I don't wanna sell that. Might be useful.
I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. Your talent for following simple instructions will push the button. Now, kindly go to the vault and enter the combination. I shall call it out as you go.
Okay, hold on.
We can go nowhere until you open the safe in the floor. The combination is 15R, 34L, 23R, 35R, 9R, 16L, 33L, 45R, 51L, 1L.
Okay. Oh, there is something over here. Empty that. Nice. Swan theory. I will just give it to him. Empty honey jar. Cool. Save it.